I'll be showing you an extremely easy option strategy that you can do for a stock that you think you can guess the price on. So for this example, we're looking at Apple, and let's say that we heard some news about Apple, and we think that Apple's going to rise just a little bit by the end of next week. We're going to choose an expiration date that's about a week out from today. So yes, we're going to choose an area. If we come over here to trade Apple options, we're going to choose an area where we're going to sell the puts at. And we're going to say, let's say that we heard some news about Apple. We think Apple's going to rise a little bit. So right here, let's say we think Apple's going to rise about $5 now because it's about 157. We think it's going to rise about $5 to 162 by May 13th, this expiration date right here. So come over here, and like I said, we're going to sell a put at that price point. We're actually going to sell two, but I'll show you how to correct that into two later because right now we can only sell one. And then we're going to buy puts on each side of that. And the puts that we buy have to be equidistant from the other one. So for example, if I bought a put here that's one below, the put that I go on this side of it has to be one above. So if I were to buy a put up here that has a little gap of one between them, that means that the put that I buy below has to also have a gap of one. So they have to be equal from each other on both sides. But for this example, we'll just make them both side by side. And so yeah, so you come over here and you're going to see this. It's going to look a little messed up. So come over here and that's because we haven't sold two puts yet. That's why it looks like this. So we're going to come up here in the top right corner. We're going to click this drop down arrow and we're going to click on custom. And you can see right here where it says sell, we need to switch this into two. So now if we look, you can see that it looks like this. And so what's going to happen is it's a little bit messed up because of the pricing right now. So it looks like everything's going to be green. So for this example, I'll show you a little more realistic one just because it's messing up a little bit right now. So we'll do it this way. So we're going to sell two puts here. We're going to buy one below and one above. Yeah, sometimes it does that and it'll just do that because of where the pricing is at, and during the market close it can mess up like that. But this is a little more realistic in what you should see. You should see a pyramid in the middle and red on both sides. And you should see a max loss is limited and a max profit is also limited. So right here we can see, and we chose it on the right side because Apple's trading at 157 right now, but like I said, we think it's going to rise a little bit. So as long as it's in this little section by the end of by the May 13th, we're going to be good. We're going to be in the profit zone. You can see right here, if it happens to land on exactly 160, we're up 205, which is pretty unlikely, but as long as it lands in this green zone, obviously if you watch this number right here, as long as it lands in this green zone, you can see the profits that we'll be making. And so that looks like a pretty good option. So you come over here, and if you want to multiply these profits, you come over here, click continue. You're going to see contracts. And whatever number you put in here is going to multiply your loss and your profit by. So if we put, for example, put it by 2, it'll multiply both those numbers by 2. So now our max loss is doubled and our max profit is also doubled. So if you stare at this number again, you can see exactly the profits that you may receive depending on the price point in here. But if you want to look at the price point a little bit better, let's come over here to option strat, and this will help us visualize this a lot better. So come over here to build, and on this left side, we're going to click on long put butterfly. And so all we're going to do is just copy this trade that we made right here into option strat, and it'll help us visualize this a lot better. But first things first, we got to make sure we have the correct ticker symbol in here. So we're going to do Apple, and then let's make sure we choose the correct expiration date. We chose May 13th, so May 13th is chosen. And then all we do, like I said, is copy this in here. So first things first, we're going to copy in our two puts that we sold. So sell is on the bottom and sell is always on the bottom and buy is always on the top. But another thing that can help with this time is it'll say ×2 because we sold two of them. So we sold them at 160. So move that over to 160. And then we'll do the two ones that we bought. So we bought one at 157.5 and 162.5. So 157.5 and 162.5. So we're going to come over here, and we can move this range around a little bit to see a little bit closer in what it'll look like. You can also move around the implied volatility a little bit to see how that'll sort things out, but we're going to leave that as how it is for right now. But I like to use option strat because it'll show you, if you look on this left side here, you can see like where the price has to be and at what time of the days of the week what profit you will receive or what loss you will receive. So you can see right here, 2 p.m. Friday the 13th, can see right here, this is where we chose 160 because that's where we sold our 2 puts. So that's where that comes into play. Wherever you sell your puts is exactly where you want your stock to be trading at. And it'll say 204 over here. But like I said, if you were to update your contracts, you can double that. So right here it says 410, which is about 204 doubled. It's a little bit off, but that's just different between the two websites. So yeah, I always like to use option strat to kind of visualize a little bit better what my trade will look like, because obviously Robinhood doesn't show you that much at all. So yeah, so I like to use option strat to look at this strategy. If you're curious about other strategies, check out my channel. I have lots of other strategies on there. And if you're into this type of content, make sure you subscribe for more videos. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them down below and I'll be sure to answer them all. And yeah, thank you for watching.